Alright everybody, welcome back, and as you can tell by the sound of my voice, I'm real happy to be doing this job. This is my 92 Silverado. I pulled the distributor cap off and had oil in my distributor, and had oil here in the throttle body, but more importantly in here. The inside of the cap was all corroded. I cleaned it up, clean the rotor up, and I'm going to change the ignition coil module on the other side of this distributor you can't see right now. But I read online, and the problem I think I'm having is where the distributor sits on top of the engine here. The O-ring has gone bad and is letting oil go everywhere, because I got oil on the far side over here below this. You can kind of see down in there, but I got oil going everywhere back here. It's running onto the back of the engine, down the transmission. So instead of pulling that distributor, what I'm going to try is some high temperature gasket sealer. Let it dry, see if that works. Hopefully it does. And if it does, I'll report back either way. That's what I'm working on now. Okay, so this is what I'm using. High temp gasket maker, Permatex, good up to 750 degrees. We'll see if that works. And this is the control module. I know it's the cheap one. I didn't go very expensive on this, but this is what she looks like here. So I'm also using this engine degreaser right here to try and spray down around where that sealant here is going to go. So back in underneath that distributor cap, where the distributor cap would be at. So if this don't work, I'm obviously going to have to pull the distributor up and off and fix this. I hope that's not the case. I'll just hopefully put this on there, let it dry, and it'll work for a while. So, because I really don't want to have to pull that distributor off and take the chance happen to retime the motor. So that's not really what I want to do. Okay guys, real quick here. The GM, I really don't know what in the world you were thinking with this. This little bolt holds this ignition control module on. The distributor back there will be under the distributor cap. Why on God's green earth would you put a 5.5 millimeter bolt head? Why not 5 or 6? Why 5.5? I didn't even know they made a 5.5 millimeter socket for this, or bolt head. I don't know what you guys were thinking or who engineered this, but yeah, that was dumb. But anyway, this is the old ignition control module. It was pretty dirty, pretty oily from the oil. I did happen to get some, I don't know if I can show you or not. I'm not sure if you can see down in there where some of that orange is down in there. I doubt you can see it, but anyway, where the distributor sits on the engine, I did get some of that high temperature gasket sealer on that. Yeah, it's going to be about impossible to tell from here, but anyway, I got some of it, not all the way around. What would help would be a small brush, or maybe like a toothbrush. Put some of that on there and kind of wipe it on would be the best way to do it, because you really can't get your finger or even the squirt bottle in there. So okay, really quick, if you guys are doing this on your own, when you're putting this ignition control module in, this little wire on this side needs to be plugged in first, then wrapped around like so over to here. Okay, line it up with the bolt holes, put the screws back in each side, and then plug it right back in. It's pretty simple, but that's how it's done. Do not bolt it down and try to plug the other side in. It's not going to work. It'll be a pain in the rear. So okay guys, got the distributor cap back on. Now I got to trace the wires and then line it up to this. I wrote down the firing order. 1 and 8 are the front, facing toward the front of the engine, and then and so on back. That's the order in which the wires go hooked back up. So we'll do that now, and once that's done, we'll check back in with you. Alright guys, I got the distributor all wired back together. I don't have a battery for this, so I hooked my jumper box to it over here. So we'll see if that jumper box will fire this thing up and see if I hooked it up right. It should be all hooked up correctly. I traced every wire individually to the distributor cap, so it all should be wired up correctly, and we'll